I'm only burning my half. All you care about is money.
10 years ago, I won £9.7 million on the national lottery.
What would you do with it?
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh, okay, that's not good.
Winning a lottery ticket is one of the fastest ways to make a huge amount of money, though the chances may be slim. It's, however, also the easiest money to get squandered on frivolities, especially when proper financial advice is missen, and many people have fallen prey to this. Well, a few have had a sudden taste of wealth from gambling, but they've been dumb enough to lose all the money as fast as they earned it. Join us as we explore the 20 dumbest lottery winners of all time. Number 20. Andrew Jackson Whitaker. In 2002, Andrew Jack Whitaker won a staggering $314 million, which was the largest Powerball jackpot ever awarded to a single winner at that time. He opted to take a lump sum of the money after taxes, which came to over $113 million. However, Andrew was already a successful businessman before winning the lottery, owning one of the largest contracting companies in West Virginia. He earned more than $15 million a year from contracts. After winning the lottery, he faced a series of challenges that dramatically changed his life. He was generous with his winnings, setting up charitable funds and donating millions to build churches in West Virginia. But as his newfound wealth and fame attracted attention, people began asking him for money and favors, and he became a target for thieves due to his habit of leaving large sums of cash in his car. Several incidents occurred where significant amounts of money were stolen from him. Furthermore, his company faced numerous frivolous lawsuits from people seeking access to his wealth, resulting in significant legal fees. The pressure of his new status led him to turn to alcohol and engage in reckless behavior with women. Most tragically, the curse of the lottery affected his family as well. His granddaughter, Brandy, whom he cherished and provided with lavish gifts and allowances, fell into drug addiction and eventually died of an overdose. Shortly after her passing, his daughter, Brandy's mother, was also found dead. In the end, Andrew Whitaker lost much of the wealth he had won and suffered tremendous personal losses, as he also lost his wife to divorce. Number 19. William Post. William Post won a $16.2 million jackpot in 1988, but his life took a dramatic turn after that. Before winning the lottery, he had very little money and was able to buy the winning ticket by selling a ring at a pawn shop. Unfortunately, things didn't go well for William after his win. Within just 84 days, he had spent the entire fortune on various extravagant purchases, like a boat, a restaurant lease, a car lot, and even a private plane. He also took out a loan of $500,000 to buy a mansion, adding to his financial troubles. What made matters worse was that William hadn't bought the winning ticket himself. His girlfriend bought it, and when he didn't share the money with her, she sued him and won a third of the winnings, leaving William owing her $5.4 million of the $16.2 million. Unable to pay the debt, his bank account got frozen, and he faced legal issues. He also served time in prison for an assault charge from years earlier. Over the years, he went through multiple marriages and accumulated over $1 million in debt. His financial situation became so dire that he ended up on food stamps, surviving on a job that paid just $450 a month. Number 18. Evelyn Adams. Evelyn Adams was a woman from New Jersey who defied incredible odds by winning the lottery not just once but twice in October 1985. Her first win amounted to a staggering $3.9 million, and only 4 months later she hit the jackpot again, winning an additional $1.4 million. This made her total winnings amount to $5.3 million. However, despite her immense fortune, Evelyn faced challenges in managing her money wisely. Instead of taking the lump sum option, she opted for annual payments of $218,000. She invested some of her money in her daughter's education and attempted to start businesses, including a music store. Unfortunately, these ventures didn't turn out as successful as she had hoped. Evelyn's generous nature and willingness to help her friends and family also led to some people taking advantage of her wealth. Some of the financial assistance she provided to others was never repaid. Another significant issue was her continued gambling habit. Over time, Evelyn became a regular at Atlantic City casinos and ended up squandering her fortune through gambling. As a result of her financial mismanagement and other factors, by 2012, she had lost all of her lottery winnings. There hasn't been much media coverage on her situation after that point, but it's reported that she now lives in a trailer park and works in a food service job. Number 17. Denise Rossi. In 1996, Denise and Thomas Rossi were apparently a happily married couple for 25 years. when suddenly Denise decided she wanted a divorce. Unbeknownst to Thomas, just 11 days before filing for divorce, Denise and her friends won a $6.6 million jackpot in the California state lottery, and Denise had secretly kept $1.3 million of the winnings for herself. During the divorce proceedings, both parties are legally required to declare their financial position for determining alimony payments. However, the wife chose not to reveal her lottery winnings because she wanted to keep it all for herself. The divorce was finalized without Thomas knowing about her substantial earnings. A couple of years later, a letter addressed to Denise arrived at their former marital home, and Thomas received it since he still lived there. Upon reading the letter, he realized that Denise had won the lottery, and she had kept it hidden during the divorce. He then took her to court, and the court found her guilty of fraud. As a result, they declared that Thomas was entitled to the full sum of her lottery winnings. This case serves as a reminder of the importance of honesty and transparency when it comes to financial matters, especially during significant life events like divorce. Number 16. Curtis Sharp. Curtis Sharp hit the jackpot big time in 1982, winning a whopping $5 million in the New York lottery. Unfortunately, he wasn't very sharp. His story took a roller coaster ride, going from rags to riches and then back again. After his win, Curtis got caught up in the thrill of it all, splurging his money at the casino, spending recklessly on sports cars, and showering his friends and family with lavish gifts. Fast forward to today, he has a different perspective about money. He's now a minister in Tennessee, and he can now advise other lottery winners. He suggests taking a step back, walking away for a bit, and clearing their heads before spending any of their newfound riches. Number 15. Callie Rogers. Callie Rogers, a young woman from England, won a substantial sum of money when she was just 16 years old. She won approximately $2.3 million in 2003. However, despite her immense fortune, she struggled to manage her newfound wealth responsibly. Though Callie had said she would spend her money wisely, she went ahead to squander it. Over the years, she spent a significant amount of money on drugs, particularly around $300,000 on cocaine. She also indulged in plastic surgery, lavish clothes, gifts, and parties, which led to her eventually spending most of her winnings. By 2013, just a decade after her win, her bank account had dwindled to around $2,500, leaving her in financial difficulty. As a result, she had to rely on benefits to support herself. Callie later admitted that the immense amount of money at such a young age was overwhelming and took a toll on her life. While she faced challenging times, she expressed that she has since grown stronger and wiser. Number 14. Jose Antonio Cuatac. Jose, who was an illegal immigrant from Guatemala in the U.S., went to a local store to buy a lottery ticket with his own money. That ticket turned out to be worth a whopping $750,000, changing his life forever. Things, however, took a crazy turn. He got worried about declaring his prize because he feared it would lead to questions and possibly even deportation. So he put his trust in his boss, Eric Cervantes, to cash the check for him. They made a deal to share the winnings, but when Eric cashed the check, he got greedy and refused to give him his rightful share. Naturally, Jose was furious and decided to fight for what was rightfully his. The case went to trial, and just in the nick of time, the store where Jose bought the ticket came forward with surveillance footage proving he was the real winner. With the media's attention on the case, he was finally awarded the full sum of money. However, he had to pay for the court proceedings, and he was also imprisoned for threatening Eric's family with death. He finally got deported to Guatemala with the remaining $250,000 he had left. Number 13. Roger and Laura Griffiths. This British couple, Laura and Roger Griffiths, hit the jackpot and won a whopping $2.19 million in the lottery. Sadly, their fairy tale didn't last long. Within less than a decade, their marriage ended in divorce and they ran out of money. Roger had a passion for music and decided to follow his rock star dreams. He spent large sums of money on his band's album release. Meanwhile, Laura got a taste of the good life. They splurged on exotic cars, a fancy $1 million home, designer clothes, and accessories. They even enrolled their daughter in an expensive private school. The couple also tried their luck in opening a salon and invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. However, things didn't go as planned, and Laura had to work as a clerk at the salon just to make ends meet. In the end, their financial situation was dire. They were left with less than $10, and their relationship was shattered. Number 12. Christina Goodenow. Back in 2005, there was this Oregon woman named Christina Goodenow who won $1 million on a scratch-off lottery ticket. While many would be over the moon with joy, Christina asked the lottery officials to keep her win a secret. Meanwhile, the local police have been tracking some fishy activity on a credit card belonging to a woman who had passed away a year earlier. When they finally got a lead, they found the trail to lead straight to Christina. It turned out she had been using her then-boyfriend's deceased mother's credit card to buy things, including the winning lottery ticket. She racked up a massive $12,000 debt because of this crime, and she thought she could pay off the money with her lottery winnings. She, however, had to give up her winnings because she allegedly bought her lottery ticket with the stolen credit card. She tried to argue that she bought the ticket with her cash, but the court didn't buy it. Even though she ended up with a huge sum of money, her fraud eventually got her into serious trouble. Christina was charged with forgery and robbery, and her money was handed over to the local police department. On top of that, she got slapped with a 1-month jail sentence and 2 years of probation. Number 11. Ryan McGee. This young man won a massive £6.4 million in the lottery back in 2008 when he was just 27 years old. Ryan wasted no time in living the high life once he got the money. He bought a luxurious mansion in Ireland, complete with 5 bedrooms, an indoor pool, and a full champagne bar. He also got a shiny new Ferrari 458 Italia, which he kept in the 2-car garage. He was really living the dream. He even made it to the Sunday Times Rich 100 list for young people at the time. However, too much of a good thing can lead to trouble. Just 3 years after getting the Ferrari, Ryan crashed it off the road into a field during snowy weather. Locals were pretty shocked because he had a more suitable Range Rover for such conditions, but he went for the Ferrari instead, even though it couldn't handle the icy roads well. Things went downhill from there. His real estate development business went under. He got divorced and also had to sell his fancy mansion. A couple of years later, he got pulled over while driving a Ford Focus without insurance and no valid license. He had to apply for legal aid in court because he couldn't afford a lawyer. He had squandered all of his money. This just goes to show that winning a huge lottery prize doesn't guarantee a smooth ride. Money can bring great opportunities, but it can also bring challenges and temptations. Number 10. Marva Wilson. Marva Wilson, a 65-year-old Missouri grandmother, won a sweet $2 million lottery in 2008. She had some smart plans for the money, like putting her granddaughter through college and spending only $30,000 a year. Unfortunately, things took a terrible turn when she met a woman named Freya Pearson in 2010. Freya seemed nice and friendly, and she became fast friends with Marva. However, she had a sneaky plan, wanting to get her hands on Marva's lottery winnings. She started convincing Marva to withdraw funds from her winnings and donate them to her so-called non-governmental charity. Supposedly, the charity was helping at-risk youth with criminal records and providing support to keep them from re-offending and helping them find work. But it was all a big scam. The charity was just a front, and the money was going straight into Freya's pockets. Marva, being a kind-hearted and generous woman, fell for this scam and ended up donating a whopping $480,000 to the charity. In the end, this escapade left her bankrupt. The financial authorities later caught on to the scam, and in 2017, Freya got what she deserved. She was sentenced to 5 years in jail without parole for wire fraud, money laundering, and tax evasion. Number 9. Tonda Lynn Dickerson. This woman was working as a waitress at the Waffle House when she received a lottery ticket as a tip. Little did she know that the ticket would win her $10 million in the lottery. The other waitresses at the Waffle House claimed that they had an agreement with her to split any lottery winnings among themselves. But Tonda claimed she was unaware of this arrangement and had decided to keep all the money for herself. This led to a series of lawsuits against her from her co-workers. Ultimately, she won the legal battle and kept the money. However, her financial troubles didn't end there. She faced a tax issue when the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, went after her for not paying taxes on a stock gift she made to her family through a corporation they had set up to manage the lottery winnings. She challenged the IRS but lost, and as a result, she had to pay $1.1 million in taxes. A few years later, Tonda found herself in a tough spot financially. She ended up working as a poker dealer at the Golden Nugget Casino in Mississippi. Number 8. Amanda Clayton. Amanda Clayton was a struggling single mother on welfare in 2011 when she won $1 million in the lottery. Despite her significant windfall, Amanda continued to collect $200 worth of food assistance checks every month, claiming that she was still entitled to them because she was technically unemployed. However, welfare benefits are based on income, not employment status, and it was discovered that Amanda's continued collection of benefits was inappropriate, given her newfound wealth. As a result, she faced legal consequences and was arrested. She was put on probation for 9 months and was ordered to repay $5,500 in wrongfully claimed food and medical assistance. Tragically, just a year after winning the lottery, she passed away at the young age of 25 from a drug overdose. She died in one of the apartments she had bought with her lottery winnings, but she didn't get to spend the rest of it. Her story serves as a cautionary tale about the challenges sudden wealth can bring and the importance of understanding and adhering to the rules and regulations surrounding government assistance programs. Number 7. Martin Tott. In 2001, Martin and his wife Kay won a substantial £3 million in the lottery. However, they were completely unaware of their win as they had bought the ticket on the go and forgot about it. It was after more than 6 months that they learned about the unclaimed prize and realized they were the winners. Their main problem arose when they couldn't find the winning ticket despite frantic searching. However, they were confident they had the right numbers because they played those numbers every week. Luckily, computer records at their local laundromat confirmed that Kay had purchased the ticket, validating their win. The couple excitedly rushed to claim their prize with Camelot lottery organizers, but unfortunately, they fell victim to a little-known rule that required lost tickets to be reported within 30 days. Since they took 45 days to claim it, Camelot denied them the jackpot. This devastating turn of events put a strain on their marriage, and ultimately, they decided to part ways. Martin later reflected that losing the ticket might have been a blessing in disguise, leading him to discover who he truly was and what he believed in. Number 6. Sharon Tirabassi. Sharon won a whopping $10.5 million in 2004. She bought her ticket in a Super 7 lottery jackpot in Canada, and it was an incredible stroke of luck. She felt so much excitement. However, things took a downturn when she started binge spending and living an extravagant lifestyle. Sharon went all out, splurging on vacations, cars, and houses, and she was giving away handouts to friends and family. She seemed to think the money would never run out. Unfortunately, her lavish spending spree quickly depleted her winnings. By the time 2013 rolled around, she had nothing left. It's quite shocking how she went from being a multi-millionaire to riding the bus to a part-time job to support her children. Her story serves as a reminder that managing a significant windfall responsibly is crucial. While winning the lottery can be a dream come true, it's essential to make wise financial decisions and plan for the future. Unfortunately, in Sharon's case, the allure of sudden wealth led to a rapid downfall. Now, it's time for today's subscriber pick. We can all see the stack of cash surrounding this man. From the expensive jewelry and wine, we can tell that he has hit it big somehow. However, we are not sure if he's among the lucky lottery winners at any point. If he is, could he also have blown away all his money by now? He sure seems carefree with it, and it wouldn't be surprising if it has all been squandered. Have you ever won in the lottery? If you won the big one, what would you do with the money? Let us know in the comments below. Number 5. Justin Ryder. Justin was obsessed with the Austin Powers and Goldmember movie, and he was so determined to have a Goldmember of his own. When he won a massive $600,000, he saw it as a literal golden opportunity to get what he wanted. There was, however, a problem. Instead of using real gold, Justin decided to go with lead-based paint. That was obviously not the best idea, but he supposedly went for it because it was brighter. He dipped his private parts in the paint and went about his life. But things quickly took a turn when he didn't feel quite all right. This made him go for another round of shopping. The second time, he looked for real gold-infused paint. Instead of removing the first coat of paint, though, he just painted right over it with the new gold paint. Sadly, it wasn't long before Justin was found dead. It turned out that the cause of his death was lead poisoning from the first paint he used. It's such a bizarre and tragic tale, reminding us that sometimes trying to mimic crazy stunts from movies can lead to disastrous consequences. Number 4. Lisa Arcand. Lisa Arcand was the lucky winner of a $1 million lottery prize in Massachusetts back in 2004. Like many lottery winners, she made some fun choices with her newfound wealth. She bought a house, went on several fabulous vacations, and hosted a fancy dinner for her friends and family. She even sent her son to a fancy school and splurged on some expensive furniture for her house. But even with $1 million, taxes took a big bite, and Lisa realized it wasn't going to go as far as she had hoped. Therefore, she came up with a plan to open a restaurant as a source of income. She, however, had no previous experience running a restaurant or managing finances for that matter. Unfortunately, her lack of experience made the business run down, and she had no choice but to close it down in the end. And just like that, her money ran out in 2007, a mere 3 years after her lottery win. Number 3. Willie Hurt. In 1989, Willie Hurt won a significant $3.1 million jackpot in the Michigan Super Lotto. However, instead of experiencing joy and prosperity, his life took a dark turn. During that time, the crack epidemic was at its height, and Willie fell deep into the chaos of addiction. He used a large portion of his winnings to finance his destructive crack drug habit, which had severe consequences on his life. Soon after winning, he ended up divorcing his wife and losing custody of his children. His fortune rapidly dwindled as he continued to spend lavishly on his addiction. He was also accused of committing a crime during a multi-day drug and alcohol binge. While his attorney tried to defend him and stated that the money was spent on his difficult divorce and his crack addiction, the damage was already done. Within just 2 years of winning the lottery, the $3.1 million was completely gone, leaving him with nothing but regret and the devastating consequences of addiction. Number 2. Joseph and Ibi Roncaioli. Joseph and Ibi Roncaioli were Canadian residents who were already well off when Ibi won $5 million in a lottery in 1991. However, their seemingly comfortable lifestyle took a downturn when Joseph discovered that Ibi had spent all of her life savings due to her addictions to alcohol and gambling. On top of that, he learned that she had a secret child from another man before they got married, and she had given the entire $5 million to that child. A few years later, Ibi was found unconscious in their home. She tragically passed away. When an autopsy was conducted, it revealed that she had been poisoned. Joseph was convicted of this crime. He claimed that he was merely checking her for blood due to her poor health, but prosecutors saw inconsistencies in his story and suspected foul play. He was ultimately charged and sentenced to 7 years in prison for his involvement in her death. Their story is so saddening, and it serves as a cautionary reminder of the complexities that sudden wealth can bring. Number 1. Alicia Battle. Alicia has always been known for causing trouble with the law, getting arrested for credit card fraud, vehicle damage, and assault. She struggled to make ends meet, holding several minimum wage jobs but couldn't keep them for long. In 2003, she claimed she won the $162 million Mega Millions ticket. It was later discovered that she actually had a losing ticket, but instead of giving up on the lottery, she hatched a sneaky plan and waited to see if anyone would claim the prize. When no one came forward, she went public, saying she was the winner of the lottery. She claimed to have lost the ticket, and the public tried to help her find it. She even went as far as filing a police report. However, the real winner, Rebecca James, who was a hospital worker, had her ticket and was quietly planning how to spend her winnings wisely. When Rebecca finally presented her ticket to the Ohio lottery officials, they confirmed she was the true winner on live TV. But Alicia didn't take the loss well. She filed another police report, trying to stop Rebecca from claiming the prize. She said the nurse found her missing ticket and took it for herself. The case was investigated, and it revealed that Rebecca was truly the owner, not Alicia. She had the purchase receipt from the convenience store where she bought it. This made Alicia get into trouble with the law again. She was charged with filing false reports and ended up with a prison sentence. It's sad how some can never manage money well, and others let greed overcome them when dealing with money. Clearly, having good finance management is important for everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.